Hey guys, welcome back to the channel on this beautiful, crisp Sunday morning in November. And for you new viewers, thanks so much for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. Now guys, today I have my second Grand Seiko review. I'm getting a little spoiled getting to review all these Grand Seiko watches. I'm super excited about this one as well. This is a limited edition mount Iwate. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it's basically like the automatic version of the famous Snowflake, but this is in stainless steel. It doesn't have a spring drive. It has an automatic movement, and it's slightly bigger at 42 millimeters, which is very rare for the Heritage Collection from Grand Seiko. Most of them are about 40 millimeters. Anyway, this model number is SBGR319G, and they only made 350 of these watches. Let's check it out. All right, guys, we'll get into this beautiful Grand Seiko, but first check out my Amazon shopping channel if you'd like any of the other watches I've reviewed on my channel. I do get a very small commission if you buy from my Amazon store, so I definitely appreciate it. So typical, now I can say typical because I reviewed a Grand Seiko before. Typical Grand Seiko packaging. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. Now this has something that the first Grand Seiko, that Ginza that I reviewed, this has something that doesn't, and it looks like it's like a certification pamphlet, and I'll show you that here in just a second. Always try to be careful, even with the packaging with these Grand Seiko watches, because it's so well done. All right, let me see if I can get this thing out of here with minimal noise. All right, so there's the box. Okay. All right, so there's the box. Here's that, I guess it's rice paper, I'm not quite sure. All right, inside, you get this big pamphlet. I'll show you what that is in just a second. You get a certificate of guarantee right there. All the stuff in there you need to know, written in Japanese and English. You get your regular, let me get this big box out of the way. There we go. You get your regular manual, written in multiple different languages. Beautiful manual, man. I mean, it's, gosh, 10 languages, I'm guessing? Something like that. Huge, huge manual. Here is your pamphlet here. Let me see here. This is the movement certification. There you go. And it's basically telling you, how they certify the movement, all that good stuff. And let me show you something else. I need to block out the serial number because these are serialized. Let me take this out. All right. So there you go. Grand Seiko inspection certificate. Basically, it means they inspected the movement, yada, yada, yada. Certificate number, caliber number, which of course is the 9S68. And this basically says this certifies that the movement in this watch has passed all inspections of the Grand Seiko standard. So pretty cool, man. Pretty nice. All right, let me put all this stuff back real quick, and we'll start talking about the watch itself. Man, these Grand Seikos are absolutely gorgeous. They really are. And again, I'm getting a little spoiled with Dave sending me all these beautiful watches to review. All right. All right, open it up. There you go. Here it is. And again, these are a little bit bigger. This particular limited edition mount Iwate is a 42 millimeter. It's a little bit bigger than your normal Grand Seiko. Here's the tag. There you go. SBGR319G, made in Japan, and on the back is the like the barcode. There you go. Put all this stuff back, and of course I'll tell you all the specs you need to know, and I'll put the rest of that stuff down there in the description field for you. So you're looking at a 42 millimeter stainless steel case. It's 13.2 millimeters thick. It's 47.3 millimeters lug to lug. The bracelet's kind of small. I was really kind of surprised. The bracelet starts at 16 millimeters, tapers down to 13 millimeters. You do have drilled lugs in the case as well. Water resistance is 100 meters, which is 330 feet. You have a 9S68 movement inside with about a 72-hour power reserve. You do get a dual curved sapphire crystal with AR coating. And again, check everything else down there. You've got a see-through caseback with limited edition text on it. Of course, the crown is signed. You have a date, you don't have a day, yada, yada, yada. Again, I want to thank David of Art Watches for loaning me this very rare and gorgeous Grand Seiko. This is part of the Heritage Collection, and only 350 were made. This is basically meant to showcase Mount Iwate's like windswept snowscape, and the watchmakers at the, I'm sure I'm going to pronounce this incorrectly, the Shizu Koishi Watch Studio can actually see Mount Iwate from their building. So they were like, you know what, let's create a dial that kind of mimics that snow-swept landscape over near Mount Iwate. And that's basically what they did with this watch. And again, this is a little bit rare because these are 42 millimeters. A lot of Grand Seikos are like 39 to 40 millimeters. So this being a little bit bigger is definitely different. It's a beautiful, beautiful watch, guys. I'm going to show you some close-up pictures here in just a second. But you're looking at that windswept dial. And if you look close, you can actually see the crystals, like the snow crystals. And I'll show you those here in just one second. Bear with me. But you've got, the polishing, the Zaratsu polishing is absolutely insane. You've got that mirror polishing just about everywhere. Anywhere that's not mirror polish is brushed. You got the polishing all over the case. The indexes or batons are highly polished. The hands are highly polished. And that's why you don't need lume with these watches. They catch every little bit of light. It's just absolutely gorgeous. All right, let me show you these close-ups, and I'll go in more into the case and the bracelet. So here's a picture of the dial. Here is a close-up of that really highly polished blue second hand. Love that color, man. It's like a cobalt blue. Here's a close-up of some hand polishing. You can see the hour and minute hands are also highly polished, and they really catch that light. Here's a close-up of the snow/ice crystals on the dial itself. You can see those ice crystals in addition to like those snow-swept lines on the dial. Absolutely stunning attention to detail. And here's a nice close-up of that beautifully framed date window, that three-dimensional frame on the date window. Nobody does dials like Seiko, period. Nobody does dials like Grand Seiko, period. They're just masters at these dials. I also love how the only writing below 6 o'clock is a simple automatic text. I showed you that blue second hand, absolutely stunning. It's just, guys, it's a beautiful watch. I really, really like this watch. It's a little heavy at 173 grams, which is not a big deal. It is a stainless steel version. It's not titanium. Let's go ahead and show you this bracelet. Full articulation in the bracelet. You get full articulation whenever you spend this type of money on a watch. A little bit of polishing on the bracelet, but mostly brushed. You got the big Grand Seiko logo there on the buckle. And for me, I would prefer that this bracelet be a little bit wider. Starting at 16 and tapering down to 13, that's a little bit small for me. It wears really well. It still feels great. It's just my mind can't wrap around it being such a narrow bracelet. There's the case back. You can see the limited edition text right there. And Grand Seiko definitely wanted you to know this was a limited edition watch because that limited edition text is massive. So there you go. You can see the sapphire crystal, yada, yada, yada. You can see the Geneva striping on the rotor and the movement. And it looks like even the rear sapphire display caseback has some sort of coating on it. I don't know if that's an AR coating or not, but it's kind of shimmering. It's kind of got like that holographic look to it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Let me show you a close-up of the crown right there. There you go. Beautiful crown action. Just absolutely perfect. Perfect amount of crown pop. When you screw it back in, it has a definite stopping point. Absolutely perfect. Guys, I love these Grand Seikos, man. I might have to get me one. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. Absolutely love these watches. So tell me what you think of these things, man. Do you think these are up there with Rolex? Do you think they're better than Rolex? I think they're definitely, I think they're actually on par with Rolex now. Honestly, Rolex has the brand recognition, so they're going to demand more money. But a Grand Seiko, I think really is the equal to a Rolex now. They're absolutely beautiful watches. All right, let me go and try this thing on. Man, that fits great. That bracelet, oh my God. It's actually a little bit loose. I could probably take a link away. Wow. Look at those indexes catching that light. Look at the case. Beautiful watch. And I like the fact that even though the dial is white, the hands are that silver color, and they have more than enough contrast between that super white dial. If they had made the hands white, that would have been a little bit hard. But because these hands have those facets in them, sometimes they're kind of black, sometimes they're silver, sometimes they're gray. But they provide plenty of contrast to that really, really white, windswept snowscape type of dial. So it's very, very legible, even though you have a really, really bright white dial. And of course, you get that pop of the blue. You can see it glinting right there in the light of that second hand. God, it's a beautiful watch. And of course, guys, this doesn't have any lume. So if you want to get this watch, head on over to Art Watches. What I'll do is first, there's an actual page for this watch at Art Watches. I'll put that in the description field. Then head on over to Art Watches at my special page on their website, which is www.artwatches.com/Maverick. And make sure you email Dave and the group over there at my special email address at Art Watches, which is maverick@artwatches.com. Talk to Dave. He'll give you that 10%. You'll talk about shipping and all that stuff, but you have to contact them at Maverick@ArtWatches to get that special 10% off. So make sure you do that. So Dave currently has this listed for $6,995. I mean, what do you expect? It's a Grand Seiko limited edition of 350 only. So you're going to pay for quality. And this is an absolutely beautiful watch. So again, if you want that 10%, you have to contact Dave at Maverick@artwatches.com, and he will definitely hook you up. And again, I'll make sure to put all of that information down there in the description field. And if you want to get this watch, it's a real beauty. Talk to Dave over there at Art Watches. All right, guys, as always, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell. I've got a whole bunch of cool stuff coming up. We're getting ready to get into Black Friday, in a few weeks. I've got a whole bunch of cool watches coming for review. I hope you like them. I think you will. And thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next review. Take care. Bye-bye.